Hello everyone. The last episode was creating a game. In this episode we're going to be going around Studio, how to get around Studio and what all the things in Studio are. So when you first start Studio you should have a screen similar to this right here. The first thing that you want to do is go into the view menu. In the view menu you should enable the properties window, enable the toolbox window, enable the output window and enable any other window you want. And these are kind of essentials. Output is for seeing if scripts are erroring or breaking and why they're doing that. Properties is for changing the properties of parts like the base plate. You can change the color and all that. Toolbox is for finding either free models, you can find sounds, plugins, and then you can look at your own models. Toolbox isn't as essential, but properties, output, and explorer are very essential. So the first window that you'll see is home. In home you can see a few things. You can see select, move, scale and rotate. These are used to edit parts. So if I add a part in like this, I can rotate it with the rotate tool, scale it with the scaling tool, move it with the moving tool, and then the select tool is movement just by dragging, right? Then you've got these ones here, duplicate, clones the part, cut, deletes the part, and copy, and then paste, clones the part again. Collisions, that's something mainly for building, not really much of a scripter thing, but it makes it so, you do that, like something like, this, where you're moving it and you can't move it through. Collisions off, you can move it through. Constraints and joint services, I have very little idea what they do. I'm not a builder, I don't use them much. Terrain editor, this is to create terrain, such as grass, and you can generate region and all that stuff. Next is toolbox. This is just a quick way to enable the toolbox window. Next is part. The part, you can create different types of parts. You can create the block, sphere, wedge and cylinder. Next is UI. This takes you to this window where you can create UI, add stuff in. Next is material. This is changing the material of the part that you click on. So if I want to change the material to brick, or if I want to change the material to foil, and then if I create a new part, that material will be foil. Same for color. If I want to change it to green, create a new part, it will be green. Normally it is this one, I think. And then lock. That's locking a part. So you see how I can drag this part, but I can't drag the base plate. That's because it's locked. Group, that is creating a model to group the part. Anchor is making it so the part is anchored in the properties window. That means that physics doesn't apply. So if I run like this and the part is not anchored, it falls. If it's anchored, then it doesn't fall. Which brings me on to the play buttons. You can play here, which spawns your character in where your camera is in Studio. Play spawns your character in as if you're just playing the normal game, and run only starts the server, doesn't start a player, so you can just click run and you can move around as if you're in Studio, but all your scripts are running. Next is game settings. This is where you can change the name, description, even the icon, add screenshots and videos, all that stuff. Change the permissions of who can play, if it's public or if it's friends only. If you have team creator on, you can add other people to the game and set their permissions. You can set monetization, security, allowing HTTP so you can do web requests, data store and stuff, third party sales and third party teleports, localization, places, avatar, change the avatar type, collision, stuff like that. World, you can change the gravity, jump height, like default jump height, walk speed and stuff like that. And then collaborative editing for scripts, which I don't recommend. I don't really like the feature. And you can shut down servers. That's all of the home menu. Next is the model menu. This has a lot of similar stuff, but you can change the amount that it moves. So if I set it to 1 stud and I move it, you can see it moves at a greater distance. Like, you see how it's snapping? Because it moves by 1 stud each time, but if I change it to 0.0001, basically 0, it moves really smoothly. Same for rotation, it will snap rotate or rotate smoothly. Next is union and negate and separate. These in base, I'm going to show you a very basic way. If you want a more, I suggest looking at tutorials and other tutorials on YouTube. But negate, you set this to negate. You union these two and it takes a chunk out of that part. You can separate them, changes it back. You can also unnegate this and you can union these two and now they count as one part. Then there's this stuff which is showing the welds, constraints, and creating constraints. And then there's effects, so if I have this part and I can add a fire effect or an explosion effect and stuff like that. I can add a spawn point in. And then there's this properties window, so you can add the replicated script service or the teams. And then you can do whatever. This is inserting a model. Oh, so this is inserting a model from your local files. So a .rbxm file. This is insertable objects, which you expand this and it shows every object in the game basically. And then there's collision groups. There's running Lua code from a file on your PC, and then inserting scripts, module scripts and local scripts. Next is the test. You can start a local server with multiple players, which you can control all the players. It just starts the server so you can do things like seeing if it replicates client to client and stuff like that. You can emulate the device you're on, so Samsung, iPhone X, you know, all that stuff. You can emulate the device you're on basically. Player emulator. I'm not sure what that does. I haven't used that yet. And then muting audio. Next is the view. We've already seen this a bit, but I'll go for a few of these, like asset manager. There's team create, which means you can let other people edit the game. Terrain editor, you've already seen, and then there's a few other stuff. You can go through these, test them out, see how you like them. There's screenshotting. Someone really likes to message me. There's recording and full screen mode. Next is plugins. I've got a few plugins here. Some will be, you already have some, like the animation editor you should already have, and you should have these two here. You can get plugins in the toolbox, plugins menu. You can see all of them. Some of them are paid, some of them are free. You can add them in. Lines of code, that just shows how many codes are in the game. I recommend that one if you are trying to, you know, see how much progress you've made, I guess you could say. Tool grip editor. It's not. I haven't used it much. I haven't really needed it much yet. Better base plate makes my base plate look cool. Rojo. I'm not going to go into that. It's quite a big plugin. And then a few other things. I'm pretty sure that's everything I need to go over. I'll go over a bit of workspace. So in workspace, you can right click on your mouse. And you can see all of these. You can insert objects and stuff like that. I'll go over these 4 in the beginning scripting tutorial, or maybe one where I go over client and server connections. Start GUI, that's where your GUI should go. Starter pack is where you want tools to go that the player has when they spawn in. This is also for scripts. Sound service, I never use sound service really. Chat, you don't really need to edit this. This loads, you can edit this if you're making a custom chat. But if you're not, then just don't edit it. This is just where the default chat modules are stored. And then these two at the bottom, localization and test services. That's everything that you really need to go over in Studio. Properties I'll go over in the first scripting tutorial when we talk about printing properties and stuff like that. But besides that, that's the end of this episode. Hopefully you stick around and see the next ones where I'll be going over actual scripting, which is fun. But that's it for now, goodbye.